Welcome back to the workshop. My name's Jake and I'm going to show you how we assemble the Kelpie Forge. I designed it to be the easiest kit available. Everything bolts together. It only needs very basic tools. Should be up and forging in no time at all. Now you can see all the pieces of the kit we've got here. We've got the sides, the burner mount for the top, little piece for the front to hold the shelf, the actual shelves, the base, and a few little arms and a bunch of bolts. We tried to keep this as easy as possible to assemble. Even from the laser cutting we get done, everything's cut out, ready to go. Everything fits together, nice and snug. You're going to need a 10mm socket or spanner, a 4mm Allen key, helps if you've got a nice big file, ordinary wood saw, pencil, a square, cordless drill, and for this particular burner we're going to use a 44 and a 38mm hole saw. And of course we're going to need something high temperature for the refractory, so we use K26 bricks. Use eight of these bricks, these K26 insulated fire bricks, and we use one heavy fire brick. We use that as the floor just to hold a bit more heat in the forge. So we'll start with the side piece. Pieces in the base. Big one there. So the reason we have a double and two singles is when we join them together, if you want a longer forge, that piece locks them in together, but not today. Doesn't matter which order they go in, they all do the same job. Yeah, slide a nut. Ooh, they are a tight fit. Get a little bolt and just put a bolt loosely in each one. Get your other side piece, line up the slots again. Probably the hardest part. Just put these in a couple of turns. Now, these pieces, they are to hold your shelf at the front and the back. Yeah, this is the easiest time to put them in. Slot them in there. Make sure they stay lined up. Give these bolts a few more turns so they're actually just contacting. Now things shouldn't fall out too easily. Tip it all up. And you have your frame. Now you need the first of your bricks. So if you can see slightly there, because the nuts just stick up a tiny bit. See if it'll show. You got to cut a bit of a groove in your brick. So to measure that, all I do, put the brick in its place, slide it back and forth a few times. It gives you some lines. That's what your file's for. Grab your file, line up the corner of it on your lines. Just cut it back and forth a few times until you get just a little bit of a groove. It's only a couple of millimeters deep. That's all it needs. So once you've got a groove in your 2 bricks for the base, now comes the messy part. Grab your 2 bricks, the groove along the outsides, upside down. And you need this one now. So just place it in the end, in the center. Then just mark around the edge. Spin them round. Back in the center. Mark it again. So this is the bit that needs to be cut out. Makes a bit of mess, but it's not a very difficult job. Just a regular wood saw, nice fine tooth. You're done in no time. You do want to be quite critical of how much you cut out this way. The other way doesn't matter so much because that's all hidden by the bricks. So we'll cut that one out first. When you have them fitting the way you want, and your brick sits in there nicely, it should be just slightly higher than the brick next to it. That just holds it all in nice and tight. They're ready to put them in there. Make sure you've got your groove. Make sure you got your groove on the outside still. That runs over the nuts. Easy bit now. Bricks for the side. See how they sit over that corner? That's why that measurement, the width, isn't so crucial, because they get covered over nicely. Make sure it's all sitting nice and flush. All our bricks are in. Plate for the burner here. If you're just going to do a single forge, just pop it in the middle. Everything just lines up, clips over these little tabs. Easy. Just like before, pop your little nuts in on the side. Because these are going into the brick that's already there, cut the little taps with a hammer, they'll just seat themselves in nicely. The brick's real soft, they just fold in. So, once you're happy with how everything's lined up, go ahead and tighten up all your bolts. Okay, shelves. Got these pieces. Slide your nut in, like so. And tighten it up. they just slip straight into there. So set your drill up with the 44mm. There we go. The 44mm hole saw. Line it up in the center and just drill. Okay, so we've gone all the way down with the first one. Before we break it out, I actually want to run through with the smaller one. So since we used the bigger one to find the actual center, now we can just go all the way through with the small one. There. Make sure your hole's nice and clean. You should be able to fit this burner in quite snug. Beautiful. So now we've got most of the assembly done, we're about ready to plumb up this burner and fire it up. As always, before you use anything or you've just plumbed it all up, just check it over with some spray just to make sure there's no leaks. Oh, little leak from the top, all good now. Now that we've checked for leaks, everything's tight, everything's good. We're just going to fire it up slowly and get it warm. It's got the regulator wound out all the way out. Open our valve right up. Close off the air choke. Just going to wind up the regulator slowly until we hear some gas coming through. There it comes. They're just enough to light up. Let's give it a little bit of air. Open the choke slowly. And we'll slowly increase our gas. Pieces that we saved when we cut out for the brick in the floor, I've cut them in half so they can sit on our shelf to close the door most of the way off without actually shutting it down. Pop these at the back. Just wind up the pressure a bit, see how hot we can go. So we've just shut off the gas, just to give you a close look inside there. So that gives you a bit of a rundown on what this little forge can do. Certainly works well. And quick and easy to assemble. It's ideal for people that don't have a welder, don't have a lot of tools, don't want to spend a whole day building a forge that may or may not work, and don't want to be dealing with the fibres from the ceramic blanket. It's a good little all-rounder. It's extendable. You can build them as long as you like. It's easy, it's quick. About 30 minutes and you're up and running. Thanks heaps for watching this little video, and hopefully you'll see more of this little forge coming very soon.